through the Deadlands where the air burns your lungs. Rusted gears, grind meat, fungal bloom on tongues. Skin peels with every mile, blood crusts round your eyes. This dark country chews your soul, feeds on muted cries. Flames lick the marrow bare, shadows gorge on fear. Step inside this festering pit, ain't no leaving here. Strap your mask, it won't save you from the reek. Guns jam with rot, your screams grow weak. From mariners' bogs to tech-port splintered piers, the Deadlands flay you strip by strip, bathe in outlaw tears. Embers choke on blood and grime, the ramble's yours to roam. Die slow in this steaming grave, welcome home. Like in sun up, I'll show you around.
Greetings YouTube, and welcome back to the next chapters of Deadlands Between Cities. Like, sub, bell, all that good stuff. Right. Let's jump in. Chapter 4, The Stray Dog. The Deadlands didn't sleep, but they dozed fitfully under a moon choked by dust clouds. Rain trudged along the ridge back to his bunker, the weight of the Gravewatch deal settling into his bones. 60 bullets, 15 tins, 2 bottles. Decent haul for a specialized skull, if he didn't end up as fungal chow first. His flashlight beam danced over the ruins, a crumbled chapel with a steampunk organ half melted into its pews, a row of Art Deco storefronts swallowed by sand, their neon signs long dead. The air was dry now, the fungal stench fading, but his mask stayed on, better safe than sprouting tendrils from your eyeballs. A scream shattered the quiet. Human, raw, and close. Rain's head snapped up, hand dropping to his pistol. Sometimes humans are meaner than zombies. Another yell, cut off by a wet snarl. Runners, he cursed under his breath, flicking off the flashlight and crouching behind a rusted steam wagon. His goggles whirred, adjusting to the dark as he scanned the shadows. Movement flickered 50 yards east, a lanky figure sprinting through the ruins, stumbling over debris. Behind it, 3 runners loped in pursuit, their fungal-crusted limbs jerking with unnatural speed. One let out a guttural bark, herding the others like a pack alpha. Idiot, Rain muttered. Out here you didn't run from runners, you hid, you fight, or you die. He could slip away now, let the fool draw them off. But something about the chase tugged at him. Maybe the way the figure clutched an axe like it was his last prayer, or the sheer stupidity of screaming in a runner's backyard. Rain sighed, drawing his kukri. Fine. One good deed for the year. He broke cover, moving low and fast, his trench coat whispering against the ground. The figure, a man, young, wiry, tripped over a slab of concrete, sprawling face first with a grunt. The lead runner lunged, claws gleaming, and Rain intercepted it, slamming his pauldron into its chest. The impact sent it staggering, and he drove the kukri through its neck, severing fungal cords with a spray of black ichor. The blade yanked free, dripping as the second runner wheeled on him, jaws snapping. "Stay down!" Rain barked at the man, who'd scrambled to his knees, axe trembling in his grip. The runner charged, and Rain sidestepped, slashing its hamstring. With a wet crack it collapsed, thrashing, and he finished it with a downward slash to the skull bone, giving was with a crunch, the sound echoing like a death knell. The third runner hesitated, yellow eyes glinting, then bolted into the ruins, abandoning its pack. Rain holstered his gun, wiping his kukri on his pants as he turned to the stranger. "You deaf or just dumb? Screaming's a dinner bell out here." The man glared up at him, panting, his pale face smeared with dirt and sweat. Black hair stuck to his forehead, and a patchy goatee framed a scowl. He was maybe 23, with brown eyes that burned hot despite the fear twitching in them. His outfit mirrored Rain's in grit, if not style. A tattered trench coat over leather armor, no plates, patched with industrial stitching. A revolver hung on his hip, a 4-gauge pump-action shotgun slung across his back, and a broad-headed axe dangled from his hand, its blade chipped but bloody. Steampunk goggles sat crooked on his head, one lens cracked. "Didn't ask for your help," he snapped, shoving himself up. His voice had an edge. English, maybe German, roughened by hunger and spite. "Could have handled it." Rain snorted, sheathing his kukri. "Sure. You were handling it real well, face down and about to be lunch. What's your name, hero?" "Kane," he said, brushing sand off his coat. "Just Kane. And I don't owe you shit. Deadlander, huh? No title, though. Fresh meat." Rain's blue eyes flicked over him, sizing up the skittish stance, the trembling hands. "Runaway, I'm guessing. Slave who got tired of the whip." Kane's jaw tightened, but he didn't deny it. "What's it to you?" "Nothing. Just don't like dragging corpses out of my backyard." Rain turned, heading south again. "Go back to wherever you crawled from. Deadlands will eat you alive." Kane didn't move, but his voice chased after him. "Wait, look, I'm starving. Haven't eaten in days. Those bastards chased me from a scav run. Got nowhere else to go." Rain stopped, half turning. "Not my problem." "You saved me," Kane pressed, stepping closer. "That's got to mean something. I'm not useless. Know my way around a fight. Let me stick with you just till I get my feet under me." Rain stared at him, the silence stretching. His mind drifted. Coffee, whiskey, the dog-eared Moby Dick waiting in his bunker. Babysitting some hot-headed stray wasn't on the list, but Kane's axe had blood on it, and those runners hadn't caught him easy. Maybe he wasn't all bluff. Plus, a second pair of hands might tip the scales against that specialized bastard Magnus wanted dead. "This is your influence, Ivan," Rain thought sighed. "Fine," Rain said at last, voice flat. "You tag along, you pull your weight. First sign you're more trouble than you're worth, I leave you for the shufflers. Deal?" Kane nodded, a flicker of relief breaking through his scowl. "Deal. Good. Keep up and keep quiet." Rain started walking again, Kane falling in behind him. The younger man clutched his axe like a lifeline, throwing wary glances at the dark. Rain smirked to himself. Skittish pup, huh? More like a kicked pup. He'd figure the kid out later. Right now, he had a bunker to reach and a hunt to plan. Behind them, the runner's corpse twitched once, fungal tendrils curling in the sand. Out in the ruins, that yellow eye watched again, unblinking, patient as death. Chapter 5, Steel and Shadow. The hike to Iron Hollow took the better part of a day, the Deadlands unfurling in a patchwork of ruin and menace. Rain led the way, his trench coat kicking up dust as he navigated a maze of crumbled highways and overgrown rail yards. He'd, against going home, didn't want the pup knowing where he lived, yet humans are meaner than zombies sometimes. Cain trailed a few paces back, axe in hand, his breath ragged from hunger and the relentless pace. The sun beat down, baking the sand into a cracked mirror, and Rain's mask filtered the faint spore haze drifting from a distant nest. He didn't talk much, didn't need to. Kane's muttering filled the silence anyway, a grumbled litany of curses aimed at the heat, the runners, and his empty stomach. By late afternoon, Iron Hollow rose from the haze, a jagged fortress wedged between cities 5 and 6, its walls a brutal fusion of medieval stone and industrial steel plates. Steam vents hissed along the ramparts, spewing clouds that mingled with the outpost's perpetual smog, scorching fungal spores in the air. Gothic spires jutted from the skyline, their Art Deco curves warped by years of jury-rigged repairs. A heavy gate rattled open as they approached, guarded by a hulking figure in a riveted breastplate and a gas mask that looked like it had seen too many fights. He waved them in with a grunt, eyeing Kane's twitchy grip on his axe. The outpost buzzed with a rougher edge than Gravewatch, less swagger, more grit. Labourers hauled crates of scrap metal through muddy streets, their shouts drowned by the clank of hammers from a nearby forge. Stalls hawked everything from salvaged gears to roasted rat legs and stewed crow, the air thick with grease and desperation. A brothel's neon sign flickered weakly. Iron rose. its promise of comfort undercut by the gaunt faces peering from the windows. Rain's nose wrinkled behind his mask and he shivered. He'd passed this time. Kane was enough of a headache. "Stay close," he said, voice low as they wove through the crowd. "This place eats strays like you for breakfast." Kane shot him a glare but stuck to his flank, shotgun slung low. "I'm not some kid you need to nursemaid. I've survived worse than this dump." "Sure you have," Rain drawled, pausing at a trader's stall. The vendor, an older woman with a French lilt, Marie Dubois, leaned over a counter piled with ammo clips and dented canteens. Her hair was tied back with a strip of leather, and a monocle gleamed over one eye, whirring as it focused on him. "Dust Wolf," she greeted, her tone dry, careful. "Still alive, I see. What's with the tag-along?" "Lost dog I found in the dirt," Rain said, jerking a thumb at Kane. "Need mags, clips, shells, 30 rounds, 2 mags, 1 clips, Eisen rifle and Kurt 45 mix, 4-gauge slug belt. 2 ration tins if you've got 'em." Marie smirked, fishing under the counter. "Got a fresh batch from Eisenkroner. 25 bullets for the ammo, 1 tin. Take it or leave it. Supplies tight with the caravans getting hit." Rain's eyes narrowed. Caravans? Specialized human? Bastard with one glowing eye, big claw, looks like someone stuffed their penis in an active steam boiler's pressure release vent. "Maybe," she said, smirking, sliding the goods across. "Heard it took out a trade run near Novovostok last week. Left nothing but bones and fungus. You're mad to hunt it, Wolf." "Mad keeps me fed," he replied, swapping a handful of scavenged coins for the haul. He tucked the ammo box into his backpack, passing the tin to Kane. "Eat slow, pup. Don't choke." Kane snatched it, tearing the lid off with a snarl. "Stop calling me that." He shoveled the grey meat mush into his mouth, barely chewing, and Rain turned away, scanning the outpost. Marie's intel wasn't news. Magnus had said as much. But it tightened the knot in his gut. That thing was moving, and he was running out of time. Trouble found them before they could move on. A burly figure shouldered through the crowd. Gertrude Voss, Iron Hollow's mercenary captain. She was a wall of muscle in riveted armor, her blonde braids swinging like a whip. A steam-powered crossbow hung at her hip, and her German accent cut through the noise as she barked at a pair of laborers. Her grey eyes landed on Rain, then flicked to Kane, who was licking the tin clean with a scowl. "Wolf," she said, striding over. "Heard you took Magnus's job. You're late on my cut from the last one. 10 bullets now." Rain crossed his arms, voice flat. "Paid you in Dunmere last month. Check your ledger. Voss, I don't owe you squat." Gertrude's lip curled. "Ledger says different. Fork it over, or—" Kane stepped forward, axe rising. "He said he paid." "You deaf cow, back off!" Rain's hand shot out, grabbing Kane's arm. "Easy, idiot," he hissed. But Gertrude's crew, 3 goons in patched leather, closed in, hands on knives and clubs. The crowd parted, sensing blood. "Got a mouthy pet, Wolf," Gertrude sneered. "Teach him manners or I will." Kane yanked free, chest heaving. "Try it, bitch. I'll split your skull before you blink." Rain groaned inwardly. Coffee sounded better than this shit show. He stepped between them, glaring at Kane. "Shut it. Now." Then to Gertrude. "He's new, Voss. I'll handle him. No debt, no fight. Walk away now." She stared him down, saw Rain's eyes, then snorted. "Keep your mutt on a leash, Wolf. Next time I don't ask nice." She waved her crew off, stomping back into the haze. Kane spat on the ground, trembling with fury. "Should have let me take her. She's all talk." "She'd have gutted you and used your hide for a rug," Rain snapped, shoving past him. "You're lucky I didn't let her. Move, we're done here." Kane followed, muttering under his breath, but the fire in his eyes didn't fade. Rain adjusted his rifle sling, mind racing. Iron Hollow had what he needed, ammo, a lead, but Kane was a loose cannon. Useful maybe if he didn't get them both killed. The specialized zombie was out there, and every delay gave it ground. Next stop, Dunmere. Supplies, a bed, and a stiff drink. He'd need all 3 to survive this mess. In the distance, a runner howled, faint but sharp. The Deadlands didn't care about their squabbles, it just waited to feast. That's it for now, pups, like sub-bell, you know how it works. See you all for the next chapters. Bye-bye.